So, do you feel a little more vibrational than you did when we began? Do you feel more an emotional responder to the vibrational being that you are a little more than you did when we began? You're more true to yourself because who you are is a vibrational being. Who you really are is someone who knows your value. And when you're true to yourself, you know your value. When you're true to yourself, you love yourself and you love others. But it's easier just to love than to love others. It's easier to love some than to love all. And it's easier just to love than to love some. You get the sense of what we're talking about? The state of being is much easier to accomplish than you have formerly thought. So this for sure has been accomplished as we've played together today. You are more vibrationally oriented than you have been, which means you are more step 3 oriented than you have been. You are more blended than you have been. You're more sensitive to energy than you have been. You're more like the beasts of your planet than you have been. You're more allowing than you have been. You're more in tune with who you really are than you have been. So you feel better than you usually feel. You're more articulate than you have been. You're more fun than you have been. You're more frisky than you have been. You're more eager than you have been. You're more of who you really are than you have been. In other words, you have found and sustained the feeling place of who you really are for a longer period of time than you usually do. In other words, you're more in the vortex than you have been. But having said all of that, you're still free to move about. But the most significant thing that we want to say to you is you are more aware of and practiced at, even if you just listened and didn't speak, you are a better focuser now than you have been. Focuser of what? Focuser of energy. Focuser of energy. Focuser of energy. Are you a better focuser of thought? Maybe, maybe not. Are you a better focuser of energy? For sure. So, play with the idea that you think and feel and 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 think, feel and think, feel and think, feel and think. And as you sit to meditate, and it's really good to do it, sit to feel, sit to feel, sit to feel, sit to feel well-being, sit to feel secure. Sit to feel well-being. Sit to feel stable. Sit to feel harmony. Sit to feel love. Sit to feel good. Sit to feel well-being. Sit to feel stability. Sit to feel secure. Sit to feel stability. Sit to feel secure. Sit to feel alive. Sit to feel well-being. Sit to feel secure. Sit to feel worthy. Sit to feel sure. Sit to feel calm. Sit to feel peace. Sit to feel energy. Sit to feel love. Sit to feel source. Sit to feel whole. Sit to feel you. Sit to feel you in the vortex. Sit to feel you in your world. Sit to feel you in your body. Sit to feel you in your best planned body. Sit to feel you in the body in your mind's eye. Sit to feel you in the relationship in your mind's eye. Sit to feel you in the financial abundance that you have created. Sit to feel your wonderful world. Sit to feel your stable and perfect world. Sit to feel your productive government. Sit to feel your cooperative neighbors. Sit to feel the well-being of your planet. Sit to feel the stability of your being. Sit to feel the excellence of your world. Sit to feel the harmonics of the variety. Sit to feel the perfection of the variety. Make claim to what you've put into your vortex and feel your way there, and sit to reach for the feeling of it until you've trained yourself into those feelings that then will engender the thoughts and the others with whom you can dance your creative, magical, perfect, ever expanding, co-creative dance with anyone who has managed to feel themselves into the vortex where you are. Do that, and you will never again rendezvous with anyone not there where you are. In other words, shore yourself up and be who you are. And in doing so, find the joy that you have laid out for yourself, because anything less than what we have just described is not who you are. And that emptiness feels like various degrees of negative emotion, which will give you constant guidance to point you in the direction of feeling for the energy that is really you. So if someone was rude to you and you didn't like it, and you just brushed it off like a spark from a fireplace before it burned a hole in your sleeve, if you just brushed it off, then there's nothing about it that affects you. It was just a moment in time where you rendezvoused. Law of attraction put you there because of something that was going on with you, but you didn't exaggerate the situation because you didn't think about it. You didn't ponder it. You didn't wonder what the ulterior motives were. You didn't discuss it with someone else. You didn't blog about it. You didn't email. You didn't write an article about it. You didn't put it in your journal. You didn't write it in your diary. You didn't make a computer note of it. You didn't make a captain's log of it. You didn't say, for all to remember from this point forward, on this day, that person was rude to me and I didn't like it. You didn't make a big deal about it, and because you didn't make a big deal about it, you didn't practice the vibration of it, and so you've brushed it off. And now, if you just brushed it off, then someone pretty much like that is going to show up pretty often in your experience, because there's something going on in your vibration that attracts people like that showing up in your experience. They won't come more and they won't come less. They'll keep coming just like they've been coming, because it happened and you just brushed it off. But if it happened and it made you feel bad and you pondered it for a moment, during the first few seconds of that, you launched a few rockets into your vortex of creation. You launched rockets that say, I deserve to be respected, and I want to be respected, and I want to treat others with respect, and I want to feel good about life, and I like to feel secure, and I want to be secure in my experience, and I want to be an emanator of love, and I want to be an attractor of love, and I want to experience the well-being that I was born, and I want to know my worthiness. In other words, like rapid-fire rockets going into your vibrational escrow. So now, all of that happened in the moment of your perception of being mistreated. But now, because you've launched all those rockets, just like in the previous statement that we offered to you, you launched the rockets, they were rude, you're experiencing the opposite of what you want, and in the moment this problem occurred, you put a solution into your vibrational reality, which is what precedes all realities. Another way of saying it is, you expanded because of this exposure to this person that you perceive to be treating you in a rude manner. But this time, you don't just flick it off. You don't just pretend that it didn't bother you. This time, you acknowledge that hurt. I felt negative emotion, which means I've got a habit of attraction that doesn't mesh with the pattern of attraction that I would like to be. In other words, I'm attracting rude people. It happens every now and again. I must have something in the mix of me that could be cleaned up, that would then leave me in a better creative stance. So you don't brush it off and you don't make it worse. You make it better. You give them the benefit of the doubt. You say something like, this wasn't personal. Their rudeness was emanating from their disconnection. And I rendezvoused with it because I'm a vibrational match to it, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be a vibrational match to rudeness because I'm mostly nice, and most people I know are nice. And we want to get along, and we don't need everybody to behave in exactly the same way for us to get along. I want to be a liver of unconditional love. I want to be able to look at people, and when they're rude, I want to love them and think to myself, not necessarily engage them in conversation. I want to think to myself, you're having a hard day, and I wish a better day for you. And I wish a different rendezvous for me. So, thanks for the update. Thanks for the update about my vibrational stance. And thanks for helping me focus more specifically in the direction of who I really am and who you really are and what I really want and what you really want. Thanks for the update. And now, because of this encounter, you shifted your vibration. Your point of attraction has changed. You now have far less probability of running into somebody like that again. In other words, you're going to have to go looking for it to find something like that. Now, later that day, you could be with another friend because you've been attracted for another reason. You could have already had a previous engagement. So you sit down, you're having a conversation, you're enjoying them, you notice a little furrow in their brow, you wonder what's wrong. They psychically pick up on your wondering. They read your body language. They see you as someone who's empathetic. And they think, this is someone that I can reveal to. And then they say, something very troubling happened to me. Now, you could flick it off. You could flick it off. You could get up from the table and run away fast. You could feel defensive. You could feel warning. You could feel uncomfortable. You could want to head it off. Or you could let it come as a consequence of your natural attraction. You could let this person vent to you, because in the venting of this person's problem, in the moment of the activation of the problem, you are going to launch an equal and equivalent solution. So you're going to benefit from this interaction no matter which way it goes, really. But then, once you launch the rocket, you've got some decisions to make. You can ignore it, which means you'll stay right there, and this friend will vent to you on a regular basis, and others probably too. Or you can let this person vent his problem, which causes you to activate a solution, and then you can, maybe not in that moment, but as soon as this interaction has ended, you can spend time thinking about what it is you want for this friend. You can spend time activating within you, as the source within you already has, the solution to whatever problem he activated and verbalized to you. And if you do that, you'll feel the relief of coming into alignment. Now, you might say, that's odd, Abraham. I felt pretty good. He took me into a worse feeling place, and then I compensated for the worse feeling place by reaching for a better place. What have I gained? And we say, you've gained the power of focus. You've gained the benefit of the rocket that this person helped you launch. You've gained the benefit of launching a rocket and catching up to it. And most of all, you've achieved a new vibrational place, a new vibrational stance relative to this subject. And most important of all, you have done what you came to do. You have been a deliberate creator in that you've used the clay of the vibration that surrounds you, and you have created something better than existed before. In other words, you've got your hands in the clay. We want you to understand that you don't want to avoid troubling people. You don't want to go looking for them either. But it is so helpful to understand that if something troubling comes into your experience, it's there for an important reason. It's active in your vibration. To condemn whatever came for coming when you ask for it, even though you didn't know you did, is the wrong way of going about it. To blame it for coming, them for coming, what they said, what they did. To blame them when it's active in your vibration is really barking up the wrong tree. What you want to do is receive it and feel with your emotions the vibrational validity. Does it harmonize with who I really am and what I want, or is it off? And if there's any negative emotion, it's off. And what does that mean? When it's